Hey guys, welcome to the video. Today we are coming to the end of the Borderlands weekend special here on DSW Network, which is sad. But hey, don't be sad because it's over. Smile because it happened. So what are we doing today? Well, get the crumpets in the toaster and flop out your badonkadonks, because today we are opening the final McFarlane Toys Borderlands action figure that we have, and that is the Tiny Tina action figure. This one was the hardest one to find, and it was slightly more expensive than the others. I emphasize slightly, I mean a couple of pounds here. But I do have an anecdote behind this one, and, you know, I like sharing a good channel anecdote. So 4 years ago when I did buy these figures, I was trying to find Tina for a more reasonable price, a price closer to the others. You know, the others were like under 15, she was closer to 20. I was very much trying to penny pinch it. Anytime there was a slightly cheaper one on eBay, I stuck it in my watch box, waited for an offer, didn't get one, and it sold. And back in those days, I had this office job, and one day I was just thinking while I was at work, I really should pick up that Tina that's in my watch box. It's been a couple of days, we're clearly not getting an offer from the seller, we need to just take it. So I decided to have a tactical loo break, checked my phone, and to my surprise, I had an offer from the seller then and there. So I accepted that, bought it, and here she is before you now. But I emphasize this really wasn't that much more expensive. Of course, your mileage may vary. This was 4 years ago, but the others have kept their price down pretty low. But again, I think this must be the most popular one. It's understandable, people do like Tina. Some people don't like Tina. I like Tina. I'm Team Tina. And if you're not Team Tina, I don't even know why you're on this video, especially after listening to that whole ramble. But anyway, let's get into the figures. So it is the last of the McFarlane Toys figures. We've had Krieg, we've had Lilith. You can check those out in the end screen. We also have the Psycho, but that is loose. We don't have an unboxing for that. Now, I did look up why this one is Borderlands 3 emblazoned rather than just Borderlands like the others, when, according to the McFarlane Toys website, they were definitely all released in 2019, so it's not as if they were just re-released for Borderlands 3 and Tiny Tina was added. I know this is a Borderlands 3 Tiny Tina, but, you know, the others were technically released at the exact same time. And as far as I can ascertain, just from a quick Google search looking around like the pictures and stuff, because there isn't exactly a McFarlane Toys wiki, or at least I didn't find one. As far as I can tell, they just re-released the other figures multiple times, whether it was before this, the Borderlands 3 ones, or not. The only other one I've seen in the Borderlands 3 packaging is the Psycho, and like I say, I know that this is the Borderlands 3 version of Tina, but my answer as to why this says Borderlands 3 rather than Borderlands is, I don't know. So, as you can see, it comes with way more accessories than the rest of the range. In fact, everyone else comes with like one thing. The Psycho comes with his buzz axe and a knife. Tina, she gets the mask, she gets the gun, she gets the teddy bear, she gets the backpack, and of course she gets the Borderlands stand at the back there as well. And I kind of like the black packaging. I kind of feel like this looks a little bit better than the blue packaging, but also it seems like better build quality. Maybe it's just because it's the only one that we've had on this series that isn't beat up. But yeah, I don't know, maybe it's just that. The backing card is also more interesting to look at as well. So there is Tina, and the front of the box, of course, the Borderlands 3 at the top, the Tiny Tina at the bottom, 2K Gearbox logos and the 12 plus sign. There's the figure in box. We've just got the Borderlands 3 on the side. And then on the back, see, like, there's the whole wave. But the others were in other packaging, and I haven't seen the others in this packaging. But you see, we've got the Tiny Tina, like, Borderlands 3 advert rather than a picture of the figure, and then the wave at the bottom as well, which is nice. It's nice to see what else is there. It is a weird assortment of characters, though, I think. Krieg, Lilith, Psycho, and Tiny Tina. I mean, it's only really Krieg that's properly weird. Maybe swap that for Roland or something, but yeah, we got the Borderlands 3 on the side, and then that Borderlands video game is not suitable for children under 18, 12 plus. Yeah, we could bring that up over and over again, but I think what might be better is if we just get into this one. Finally, 4 years after being purchased, Tiny Tina, and indeed all of my Borderlands figures, are finally breathing some air. That being said, this might be 6 years after they were made. Who knows? I don't know, but whatever. as you can see, like I mentioned earlier, we've got a much more interesting backdrop here. This one's personalized to Tina. I mean, I assume from the smileys with the dead eyes, vault symbols, all that kind of stuff, grenades. It looks really cool. It's a lot nicer than that kind of boring desert one that we were getting with the others. This is pretty cool too, but when you look at that one, it's just way better, isn't it? The amount of detail on the Tina is incredible, and like I say, she comes with the most accessories. But the first thing that I notice is like this expression. What's going on here? She looks like she's on drugs, and not like the usual kind of hyper Tina, is she on drugs kind of way, in a subdued kind of zoned out kind of way. Maybe she finally got medication for her ADHD. Maybe that's like the next Tiny Tina plot. It's like that episode of Family Guy where Stewie gets medication for ADHD and he's just, welcome to Pillow World. But yeah, she's got the giant rabbit ears sticking out of the top of her head. She's got nice pink highlights around the side of her hair, a little bead in the hair there as well. She's got a little plaster on the neck, a little red mark on the nose. I think that's supposed to be there, you know, like a little like tape over the nose kind of thing. She's got the nice deep black bags under her eyes, a little paw print on the cheek, and some pink lipstick, a little wrap in the side of her hair, and then again just the highlights all the way around, which is really nice actually. But working our way down, she's got this armored vest kind of thing on, nice B with a skull exploding on it. She's got this pointy shoulder on one side and this plated shoulder on the other, with a love heart on that one. Ooh, Enrique. Yeah, same. I love Enrique too. She's got a tattoo under that arm, but it looks like, I don't know, I don't think that's worn off as much as it is just bad print quality to begin with. But I guess you can kind of see what that is. And she's got the rockets on the wrist and a gloved hand, which looks more open than the Lilith one. So that's a good sign, surely. Hopefully she'll actually be able to hold her gun. On the other arm, she's got like a teddy bear watch, and that's about it. She's got a utility belt like the others, but unlike the others, hers has a dynamite on it, and she has a kaboom bag on the back as well. And just like everyone else, she doesn't have matching shoes. She's got that shin pad on the one side, a bit like Krieg, and she's got a pink trainer on one foot and some kind of steel-toed winged boot on the other foot. Nice long pink sock there. Doesn't have a sock on the other side, isn't even matching. And the rolled up trouser leg. Yeah, very interesting. A lot of detail on this figure. A lot of detail. And even more detail with the accessories, of course. So first of all, we have this bunny face mask. Let's see what we do with this then. So I'm guessing yeah, okay, so she's got a little dent in her head. So you can have just the bunny ears, or you can have the mask. So it looks like this with the bunny mask. It feels like one of the WWE Wyatt 6 type masks or something. It's kind of creepy, you know. I think I'm just going to keep the bunny ears on her as it goes. But definitely interesting. Definitely an option that we have there. We also have the only other gun outside of the Smig that comes with Lilith in the McFarlane Toys Borderlands line. Just got to lean over there for a second, Tina. We have some variation upon the TN Tina from Borderlands 3. Very interesting pink gun. Nice little highlight details and stuff. I'd say this was better painted than the Smig that came with Lilith. That boom decal on the side as well. And a little scope on the top. We even have a little hole to show the barrel. And then we have the boom decal on the other side. Again, some nice highlights in there. Now comes the moment of truth. Can Tina actually hold it? I'm going to guess it's a much smaller gun and she has much wider hands. So yes, she can hold it absolutely no problem. Lilith, what is your issue? I'm just going to have a hold the mask, I think. If there's anywhere on it that can clip. Yeah, there we go. That's pretty cool. That'll do. So you can just hold the mask for now. Next we have Tina's chosen companion, Mushy Snuggle Bites. Very cute, isn't it? Just the Pandoran teddy bear aesthetic. Mucky as it gets. Little dent in the back there. I wonder if there's something for that to clip onto. We'll investigate that later. But we're going to get into the last accessory now, which is just her backpack. Again, we've got that bee skull. Really cool. Nice. Borderlands-y. Yeah. I wonder how well that goes on her arms. We'll get into all that at the end, because first I want to just check the joint and articulation over. So the head, actually moves the best. She's probably got the most hair, the most stuff in the way, but her head actually moves pretty well, unlike the others. The torso is nice and tight, but it does move, and her waist doesn't even look like it's supposed to move, unlike the others. She's got the shoulder out, but again, just like Lilith, she's got such thin arms, kind of terrifying moving them, and it only goes that far because of that shoulder pad. We've got a very, very thin elbow joint as well, and then she has a wrist joint, all of them in good working order. And then the other shoulder equally can't go up because of the shoulder pad, can't go any further than that. We've got the elbow joint. Wow, that one's weak. That is loose and very, very thin. It looks like that one's not in all the way, actually. Yeah, maybe. And then of course she has the wrist joint again. And if you really want to, you can pull a hand off while you're checking the wrist joint. Yeah, I don't know. I think this one's just too skinny for practicality. Just like the same leg articulation as Krieg, sort of up and outwards. Two different points of articulation there. Oof, I thought those rabbit ears were going right down the back of the desk there. We've got the knee joint that spins right the way around, but it's hidden behind that knee pad. She does have a boot joint as well, but which goes up and around. She doesn't have one in the shoe itself. I do really like that pink shoe. That looks really cool. Because it's kind of hard to get it to stand up properly because of the mismatched shoes. So the teddy bear is going to lock in on her waist there, which makes sense. This belt does move as well, by the way. It does slide up and down, but you know it's stuck to the figure, but it is malleable, so you can move the legs for it. So yeah, that's going to pop on there. And then her backpack, I just very much doubt. Well, we're not going to be able to get it over there anyway, I suppose. She can kind of hold it, I guess. She can also drop it. I guess she could do the old one-strap Millhouse action, but then is it even going to go over that shoulder joint either? I don't know. Is it even going to go over the wrist rockets? No, absolutely not. I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking when they put this together. Maybe she just has to carry it in her hands. And just like the others, to round off, we have this little Borderlands stand. It's standard. It's got the Borderlands logo on it. It's better than the McFarlane Toys stand that you get with the DC Multiverse figures. Not much more I can say about that 3 days later, to be quite honest with you. So all in all, I think this is a nice figure. It's probably second to Krieg in my favourites of the Borderlands figures, but honestly, I think it's really cool. It comes with a lot of decals, it comes with a lot of accessories, which is what you want with Tina, but there's also a lot of like little bits that could have been accessories as well, little aesthetic choices that could have been part of it as well. Honestly, a different toy company probably would have avoided making Tina just because of the amount of things you probably have to put in with her. But that being said, I think McFarlane have done a great job here. Just like the others, it looks spectacular in a display setting. You know, as an adult collectible, something sitting on the shelf, it looks really, really nice. However, from a practicality standpoint, I do think that those arms are really, really not fit for purpose. Really, really thin. Really, really questionable. Yeah, from an animation point of view, I'm not sure that it's going to be the best idea if Tiny Tina has a long run in anything I ever animate. But that being said, you know, she's still going to look great on a shelf, and it still does complete the set. But that being said, speaking of completing the set, that is the end of Borderlands Week here on DSW Network. So please do let me know how you have been enjoying Borderlands 4. Have you been playing it? Has it been everything you hoped for? I still haven't really formed an opinion, but I just killed the first major boss last night, and I hated it. It was not a fun boss fight. And the way I killed it in the end was that old video game classic of it just does spawn the thing that you need to kill it, rather than just not doing so and messing you about for 20 minutes. So yeah, that was not the best experience, but I'll probably spend all evening on it again tonight anyway. But for now, that is the end of the Borderlands weekend on DSW Network. So if you do want to check out the Lilith and Krieg unboxings, as I say, they will be in the end screen and or in my channel. And there will be other figure unboxings in the end screen in the NWOpenings playlist. But I really do appreciate you guys joining me. So thank you all for watching, and goodbye. So there we go. Finally, 4 years after being purchased by me, some bubble wrap falls down behind me for whatever reason.